I wanted to update you guys on all of the best working glitches in Modern Warfare Zombies and then show you some things that they did patch. Since the release of the game, there's been a tombstone method that they have never fixed, and they did finally patch it. I'll show you guys which one it is. The solo tombstone method still works. This is where you activate one of the ruin portals, go to the bad signal, and then teleport out of the map, go out of bounds, and close app at the correct time. They've never patched this, and I wonder if it's because it's so popular and it could really upset players, or they just are not able to. They can't figure it out. I was wondering if this was going to get patched for Season 4 Reloaded whenever they introduced the Unstable Rift. This rift allows you to reset all of your cooldowns on every schematic, so I was thinking, well, that's going to be the substitute for them patching this tombstone, but they didn't, so who knows what's going on. The method they did patch, and I'm wondering why they even bothered because it wasn't that popular, is the duo tombstone method. This method had some things that were better than the solo method and some things that were worse. What was better is that you could use the items in-game. You didn't have to take them out with you. You could play the entire game and not worry about some crazy timing to leave the match. And you also duplicated money like this, so you were always maxed out at 1,000,000 essence. And those are things that solo can't do. But Cam and I, shout out to him, we used to do this strategy all the time. We're very good at it, so we went in and tested it the other day. You put everything in your backpack that you want to set in your tombstone, then drink tombstone, then get downed and completely bleed out, and then plea, and then someone has to revive you. That is the downside to this glitch, but we tried it, and when we went back in game, our tombstones were not there. So this is 100% patched and gone. The next thing that still works, and they haven't patched with the Season 4 Reloaded update, and that was how you break into the vault inside this cave. There's two methods to getting into this vault. One uses the Bloodburner bike, and the other uses a friendly hellhound. You just use the Scorcher and get on top of this light, and then get up into the roof, and then get on top of that room, and then you can spawn in a Bloodburner bike and get on it and get into the room, or you can spawn in a friendly hellhound and pet him, and it will wall breach you into the room, and you can rob the crates. The normal way to get into this room, you have to do multiple Easter egg steps, and they're kind of a pain, and I don't ever see anybody doing them, but if you do get in here, you can get perks, self-revive kits, and 7,000 essence. I'm sure this glitch isn't going to last long, and they will eventually patch this. The next glitch that still works, and they've never patched it, is the Bloodburner bike underwater god mode glitch. Back in the day, whenever you drank Flopper, you could dive underwater and survive and never drown, and they were quick to patch that once we all figured it out. But this one, they haven't patched yet. You just need a high enough point where you can dive into the water. We like using that tier 3 area, and you'll sink to the bottom, and you can drive all over and never drown, and you can have a passenger. We are running out of AFK spots where you can just chill if you gotta go to the bathroom or do something, and this is one of them you can use. The next one that still works and they haven't patched is how to quad pack-a-punch the wonder weapons. This is also a mule kit glitch, and it allows you to hold 3 weapons. One of the more useful things you can do with this also is turn your insured weapons into contraband inside the game. Let's say, for instance, you have a weapon that one of your friends doesn't have, and you want to drop it for them, but you don't want to be penalized with a weapon cooldown. You just do this glitch, drop the weapon for them, leave the game, and when you go back into your menus, it shows that it never happened. Your weapon is still on you, and it's not on cooldown. But if you keep the weapon and you don't drop it, but you've turned it into contraband, when you leave the match, you will see that it is now contraband, and you can stash it, store it, stack them up. That way you have plenty of those. In case you do get downed or whatever, you won't be penalized with an insured weapon cooldown. They patched the first method we used to use, that was the raid weapon stash contract, and we would use those safes, but yeah, that's gone now, so we have to use these stronghold safes. And the steps are the same. You just throw down a Molotov, interact with the safe at the correct time, get revived, and then when you switch weapons, you'll see that one of the slots is empty, and that is the 3rd slot. You can now pick up a 3rd weapon, or you can quad pack-a-punch a wonder weapon, which makes it insanely powerful. You just equip the wonder weapon in that 3rd slot, and then put a legendary tool on the weapon in your 2nd slot. Then hold the wonder weapon out again, get inside a juggernaut. When the juggernaut runs out, it's going to put that wonder weapon back into your hands, and what it does is it puts it into the 2nd slot, and it takes on that legendary tool of that 2nd weapon. And now it is incredibly more powerful, and you can put a crystal on it or throw it into a pack-a-punch machine, and it will absolutely rip through everything. For the mega abominations in tier 3 for just regulars and contract, it is a 2-shot kill, which is pretty fun. The next glitch that still works is how to break into the warlords' fortresses without needing a key. This only works for 2 of the warlords. You've got the one in Orlov and then also Rainmaker here in the manor area. It's very easy. You just hold out a sentry turret and then walk over to this door that I'm about to go to. These other doors I tried did not work, but this one here on the side you can go right through. The warlord will not spawn in when you wall breach this way. You just turn around and unlock a door and it will start the event and the warlord will spawn in. Here's the door that works for the Orlov warlord location. You just go right through there. With the warlords, you're always guaranteed a wonder weapon case, not a schematic, just the weapon itself. The next glitch that's still working and they have never patched since the release of this game, and that is the Outlast contract glitch. This is where you just trigger the Outlast contract and then wait for the progression bar to get to about 95%, and then you and your squad just cancel the contract. And what happens is the game still thinks that the contract is running and it will throw a ton of zombie spawns at you. And now you don't have to worry about that progression bar, like going in and out of the perimeter to keep it going, and you can just get all the zombie kills you need for whatever. And if you go too far away, like let's say 2 blocks away, it will stop the zombie spawns. So just stay in the building and you'll be good to go. For the next one, I'm not sure how much of a glitch it is, but it's pretty awesome, and it's how to rapid fire some of the shotguns. And there's a new shotgun that it works on now. It originally worked on the Lockwood and they've never patched it, and now it works on the new one for season 4, the Reclaimer shotgun. All you do is hold down the fire button and reload button at the same time, and as you can see here, yeah, it will just rapid fire. The next glitch that still works, they've never patched, is how to keep your ether blades and your containment levels if you're not setting a tombstone. I use this absolutely every game if I don't have a tombstone on the map. So you just activate the bad signal portal, and then what I do before I vote yes is I swim around to the other side of this wall to make sure zombies don't attack. And you can do this with your squad, or you can leave the squad, doesn't matter, just make sure everybody votes yes. And then when you see that purple teleportation screen, make sure you're hovering over a closed game, and then when you see it, you just close out the game and you've saved your ether blades in your lethal spot. This allows you to keep the same ether blades on you throughout all your games and avoid that 2-day cooldown after crafting. It also allows you to keep all your containment levels, and none of your weapons will be on cooldown, and you'll have everything in your backpack that you left with. The next thing they patched, I didn't think they would. I think I was the only one that posted this. It was just a safe rooftop in tier 3 where you could stand and no zombies would attack you. We used to have like 3 or 4 spots that we would go, and they've slowly been patching them, and I guess they saw my video because this one's gone. They have found a way to path these zombies up here and come get you. The reason this worked is because there was no ladders, no doors, no stairs for them to get up here, and now they just have the zombies like jumping like a house cat 10 feet in the air just up the side of the building, and that's how they get here now. It's interesting to see them patch stuff like this, but they still have not patched those very game-breaking glitches like solo tombstone. I can only guess that this was much easier to patch than one of those. And you can still get under all the excavators in the entire map. There's a really good one in tier 3. I'm not going to show that. You guys have seen that a bunch, but yeah, those will be the safe spots for now. The last thing I'm going to show you that they patched is in the new Unstable Rift for Season 4 Reloaded. Me and my crew found this day 1. Shout out Tag935 and BBK. We went in with the RGL and the detonator schematic, and we one-shot the final boss on round 5. This was the go-to method, and they recently patched it, and right here I am absolutely blasting this round 5 boss, and it's doing nothing. Normally he would have been dead like instantly, and this was literally just the RGL and the dead wire detonator. Had nothing to do with the conversion kit that you can put on it, the Jack Thumper. That wasn't doing anything. It was just the electricity from the grenades on the detonator. Myself, Tag935, and BBK went in multiple times to confirm that yes, this is patched, but good news is we worked hard and we found an amazing after patch. This after patch method is so good. Hopefully they don't patch it. They might. It's extremely game breaking and it makes this like so easy. It's so good that you don't even need a scorcher to stay in the sky sky and stay safe. Like, I put a strategy out for that where you could just fly in the sky the entire game and only come down to kill the bosses, because that's what progresses the rounds. And yes, that does still work. You can still use the Scorcher, stay in the sky for 5 minutes and wait for each boss to come in. But with this method, yeah, forget that. You don't need it. I'm gonna have that video up right after this one. It's too much to put into this video as well. It needs its own video because it's so awesome. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.